Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Mandy with My Trainer Mandy, holistic lifestyle fitness and nutrition expert. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to jump on. It is Sunday night, so happy Sunday to everyone. I trust you had an amazing day, that you got your workout in, or potentially today may have been your rest day, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit to jump on. I'm excited to share tonight's video with you guys, as I'm always excited to share with you guys. I love the live Facebook videos and the chance to interact with people. So thanks for tuning in, Crystal, Kelly. Hey, Amy. How are you doing, sister? When you jump on, do me a favor, comment below and say hi. Let me know how you guys are feeling today, how you're doing. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to go ahead and comment those below. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you are new to my Facebook Live videos, let me know. I like to always see what's going on and who's following. And then potentially, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via Facebook Messenger as well. Hey, Stephanie, how are you, sister? So I'm super excited about my Get Fit and Lean for 2017 Transformation Challenge that starts tomorrow. And I acknowledge all of the amazing women who have signed up for the program. I would like to add that I do support men as well. In fact, I've supported a lot of men. I've been a trainer for almost 12 years. So as you can imagine, I've trained a lot of clients from every walk of life, very wide age range as well. So like teenage kids all the way up into elderly men and women. So I definitely love what I do. I love supporting others and empowering them to transform their life. So once again, I acknowledge everyone who has signed up for the challenge that takes place starting tomorrow. It's going to be phenomenal, and I'm super excited about it. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Amy. If you guys feel called to do so and it resonates with you, do me a favor, share this video to your timeline so that all of your friends and followers will have the ability to see what tonight's video is about. We're going to talk about workout myths debunked. So I'm sure you guys have probably heard of a lot of different well, maybe you don't know that they're myths, right? But there's a lot of things out there that people believe about working out that's not necessarily true. So I'm here to debunk those myths for you tonight. Thank you so much, Tanisha, for sharing. Hey, Selena, thanks for tuning in, sister. Yeah, so really quick, my disclaimer would be that all of this is for educational purposes. I'm not a doctor, and nothing that I say is meant to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure dis-ease. So be sure and talk with your medical doctor before changing your nutrition regimen and your workout routine. So I just want to get that out of the way. A little bit about me is my name is Mandy Fonville. I'm a holistic lifestyle fitness and nutrition expert. I'm super passionate about empowering others to take back or reclaim their health, right? Rejuvenate their life, regain the vitality from their youth, because in all actuality, it really is the fountain of youth. Once you start eating properly and you start working out, you're getting enough rest, you're drinking enough water, you're taking care of yourself, you're de-stressing mentally, you're getting in touch with your creator, you're getting sunshine, you're getting out in nature, literally, you can transform your life. Honestly, I've done it and I've supported so many others in doing so. So that's the big thing about me. I took antidepressants for 16 years, from age 16 to age 32, and I am now 36 years young. So I've been off of them for about 4.5 years, and I feel phenomenal. So if you can imagine, there's a lot of toxins in antidepressants, even though they're prescription drugs. So anyone out there who's potentially on antidepressants or any kind of other medications, even over-the-counter medications, please beware. I'd like to caution you that, those things are toxic to the body. Our body does not recognize those things. They're synthetic, they're chemicals, they're man-made, and, it's better to get to the root of the problem, right? So when our body starts expressing symptoms, it's essentially our body trying to communicate with us, trying to get our attention. Like, hey, guess what? The way you're living your life, the things you're putting into your body, the thoughts that you are having potentially is what's creating these symptoms. So when we can really get to the root of what's going on, then you can heal your body and potentially get off of medication, be pain-free, feel phenomenal. So if anyone here now is on my live video and you've experienced some of these things that I'm talking about as a result of my coaching or my programs, please just comment below and say yes. Potentially even share a little bit of a testimonial about yourself. Maybe just a couple sentences or something, but the thing is this really is the good news, right? These are truth bombs. These are health bombs. This is the good news. And I desire to spread this information to as many people as possible. So once again, I've been a personal trainer for about 11.5 years. I'm also a yoga instructor. I have a certification in advanced food healing, and I have my own personal testimonial of how I've transformed my life and transformed my health. So it's not just something that I've read or received a certification and then now I'm here trying to preach to everybody else about. I literally have walk the walk. I'm talking the talk. I practice what I preach. It's not something that I'm just, reading and then iterating to other people, or I have created a program about it. I mean, as you can see, I'm very, very passionate about it, and there is a reason why. So feel my love and appreciation for everybody that's on the video right now, the live video, or even potentially if you're catching the replay. If you've shared my video, feel extra double, triple love and appreciation for you, because it really is amazing. Hey, Jess Wolf, how are you, beauty? So, hey, Ron, how are you? So once you tune in, say hi. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Say hi to everybody else on the video. Share the video if you feel called to do so, if it resonates with you. But yeah, I just wanted to give you all a little bit of background about myself. Like I said, antidepressants are toxic drugs. So, I mean, it kind of is comparable to someone who maybe does drugs. So, either way, I mean, no shame, no judgment. And it was a part of my journey for a specific reason, for me to go through everything to be where I'm at now, to support others, and transforming their life. So it's all good. And I can love and I can appreciate everything that I've been through. So Selena says, yes, never realized how much inflammation I had in my body until I started your program and began to follow it 100%, that I began to see some awesome changes. Yes, Selena, I appreciate you sharing your testimonial, sister. That is so true. So basically what inflammation is in the body is it is a result of usually someone's lifestyle. Inflammation can also be caused by stress. Stress is very, very acidic. And inflammation really is the root of all dis-ease and all illness. And it honestly starts in the gut. So just imagine that everything you're putting into your mouth, it's going into your body, and it's either feeding dis-ease or it's feeding health, right? So we have a microbiome in our gut, which is made up of good bacteria and bad bacteria. We're just going to keep it simple. And when you're putting stuff into your body that kills off the bad bacteria, then you can, or kills off the good bacteria, then you can see where the bad bacteria will potentially get overgrown, and then it will start to take over. Once the bad bacteria takes over, that's when you'll begin to have some serious challenges in the body. So one of the main things really is going to be nutrition. So you can't just have like a really, really unhealthy diet and think that just because you're working out and you're doing all these other things that you're healthy. Or even potentially if someone's really, really lean, that does not necessarily mean they're healthy. There's a lot of people out there that's really lean, or they're really skinny, whatever word you want to give it, but those people can still potentially be unhealthy. So your outer external appearance is not always a 100% representation of your health. So let's just get that clear really quick. So I'm a huge proponent of health. Okay. And the external appearance will follow along with the healthy lifestyle. So as you hear me say a lot, that just focus on getting healthier, and then weight loss will be a healthy side effect. That is so true, because when you start putting the foods and beverages into your body that nature or God intended for us to eat, right, that our body recognizes on a cellular level down to our DNA, then you will thrive. You will feel amazing. You will lose weight naturally. And you don't have to worry about all the other excess stuff. And it really is simple and easy, right, guys? We get to make it fun and easy. So that's what I'm here to talk to you guys about. And of course, that's what I do with my programs. If anyone's interested in my programs or my fast track, I have a 4-week fast track transformation program. It's like a small group program. And I also have my one-on-one coaching programs. Just check out my website above this video. It's www.mandyfonville.com. And as always, feel free to reach out to me via private message. And you can always comment below on any of these live Facebook videos, because I'll still see the notification even if you're catching the replay. Hey, Tanya, what's up, beauty? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Selena, thank you so much, sister. I appreciate your support. Okay, so the number one thing I want to talk about tonight, there's a lot, but one of the main ones, let's just say I'm gonna talk about a lot of them, but this one's a good one, right? So the spot reduction, okay, that is a complete myth. You cannot spot reduce. So let's just say, for example, if someone has a really large stomach and they think that they're just going to do a whole bunch of crunches and they're going to spot reduce the body fat in the area of their stomach. So they're doing a ton of crunches, a ton of sit-ups and things like that. Yes, you may develop some amazing abs underneath that body fat. You may have an amazing, phenomenal six-pack, but you still have the body fat layer over the muscle, okay? So think of your body fat as like a little coat that you put on during the winter, potentially, let's just say. So think of it as like something that's over your body. And then when you start to lose body fat and all that is removed and gone, then you will start to see the lean, fit, trim body, or the six-pack and the stomach, etc. Also, please remember that body fat, okay, or a fat cell is actually encapsulating impurities and toxins. So when you start to lose weight or you start to burn body fat, you start to lose body fat, you're actually going to be releasing and reducing the amount of toxicity in the body. So right now, automatically, if you are overweight or anyone who's overweight, then you do have a level of toxicity. It's just, it's let's just say it's unheard of to not have any toxicity in the world that we live in today, okay? In the year of 2017, with all the toxins that we have in our air, in our water, in our food, and then like I said a second ago, stress is extremely toxic. It's very, very acidic to the body, and we all know that there is a pretty high level or chance that, you know, someone's experiencing stress just because of the world that we live in today. With all the electronic devices, you know, just the traffic, the weather, the media, like everything that's going on, we're potentially bombarded. So that's why we get to be very conscious of whatever it is that we are focusing on and whatever it is that we're allowing into our environment. So if you are potentially surrounded by toxic people, maybe you hate your job, you're in a bad relationship, whatever it is, you get to potentially make some decisions, to make some choices, to do something differently in your life. For one, to benefit your health, okay, but also just to have a happy, joyous life, because we are here to have joy and to thrive and to feel good and to feel amazing and experience our life, not to have the opposite of that, okay? So the reason I'm talking about the spot reduction is because a lot of people believe that they can just simply work out, do certain exercises, you know, in a particular area in order to, like I said, get a six pack or whatever, or potentially if you have a lot of trouble spots in your lower body and you want to build, you know, the buns of steel, or you want to have the little apple bottom. And so, yes, of course, do squats, do step ups, do lunges, do all these things, and you're going to build a phenomenal butt and phenomenal legs underneath that body fat, but you require burning the body fat in order to be able to see that. So there's something called body composition, okay? And your body composition is basically how much you're made up of lean body mass, aka muscle, and how much you're made up of body fat. So in order to actually change your body composition, you require to do some resistance training. Now, whether you get dumbbells or you get bands or you're doing body weight exercises, you're going to the gym, you're working out at home, or if you are, you know, whatever works for you in terms of the resistance training, however it is you're choosing to build the lean body mass or the muscle, but you require building the muscle in order to change the shape of your physique or your body composition, and you'll be burning fat as well. So let me just tell you this. Have you ever heard of the term skinny fat? Comment below if you've ever heard of that term, because unfortunately, especially females, for example, I see this a lot where I go to the gym and I see females on the treadmill or on the elliptical or on the bike, and they're just going crazy, crazy, crazy. They're sweating profusely, and they're on the same piece of equipment when I get there, and they're still on the same piece of equipment when I leave, and they probably potentially never did any resistance training at all, and they're just, you know, chugging away, right, on the cardio, because they have the belief that if they do the cardio that they're going to burn fat and they're going to lose weight. But what really happens when you do that is you actually can potentially be burning up your very valuable muscle tissue or your lean body mass, which we require to change or shape or change our physique and change our body composition. And it also speeds up our metabolism. So you want to have a healthy balance of both, okay? And if anyone's ever done my program, you know I'm not a big proponent of like tons and tons and tons of cardio, because that's not the ideal, easiest, most effective way to work out. It's just not. So once again, spot reduction is a myth. So if you have trouble area here in your stomach or trouble area in your lower body, hips, butt, and legs, yes, do your resistance training, but please understand that nutrition is a big part of that, because you're not going to be able to just do the exercise and burn the belly fat because you've done a ton of crunches. So spot reduction is a myth. You require doing both the nutrition, a little bit of cardio, as well as the resistance training in order to shape or change your body. So I trust that that makes a little bit of sense. If not, just feel free to comment below. Hey, what's up, Priscilla? Thanks for tuning in, sister. So yeah, so just know spot reduction is a myth. So let me tell you another little bitty thing. Let's see if I can do some drawing here. I'm not like a major artist, but I love to explain this to people. I'm going to draw like a little stick man, and I'm going to give you an example, because when God made you, you beautiful being of light, you, when God created you, He created you with fat cells in your body in certain areas. Okay, so let's just give an example. I'm going to draw an example of somebody who's potentially a, let's say, a gainer in their midsection. So I'm going to draw. I wish I had a little whiteboard. I choose to have that in the future. And now my pen ink is running out. Okay, go figure. So, all right, we got a little stick man here. So this is potentially someone who has a lot of fat cells right here in their stomach area. Okay, and then so let's just make it really simple. Let's say they have 100 fat cells right here in their stomach, but let's say they only have like 30 in their lower body. And maybe they have like 10 in this arm, 10 in this arm. So in other words, whenever God created the body, he created it however he created it. And there's going to be fat cells wherever it is they are distributed in the body. So potentially you would be a person who would have a lot of fat cells here in their stomach. Okay. So let's just say that this is a person, they have a lot more fat cells right here. Then they start to overindulge. They're not working out. Let's say it's maybe over the holidays. So then they start gaining body fat. So if you think about a fat cell, oh, here we go. My pen's working again. Okay, so let's just say if you think about a fat cell, say that little bitty tiny circle right there is the fat cell. But as the person starts gaining weight, the fat cell gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, I'm circling the fat cell. It's expanding, it's enlarging, it's getting larger, it's getting bigger. So as you can imagine, if a person had 100 fat cells right here and they started gaining weight, the first place they're going to notice it is in their belly. Their stomach's going to start getting bigger. Their pants are going to start fitting tighter in the waist area. Okay, then potentially down here they had those 30 fat cells. Then they start, oh, now my butt's getting bigger. Oh, whoops, my legs are getting bigger. Okay, now my arms are getting a little bit bigger. So it's going to be the place with the most fat cells that they're going to gain the most body fat in the beginning. Okay, I trust that makes sense. Then it's going to kind of then start coming on in the lower body. Then their arms are going to start getting a little bit bigger. And then usually the face, the face kind of starts usually going pretty quickly because a lot of times in the face it's more water weight, right? I appreciate you, Dina. So a lot of times in the face it's more water weight, so the face will start getting puffy and stuff as well. And honestly, the water weight, guys, is inflammation. So anytime your body's inflamed, you're going to be holding water. So I know you guys probably can resonate with this. So if you're doing really well in your diet, you're eating really clean, and then say it is the holiday, or maybe it's a Friday night and you're celebrating someone's birthday party and you go out and maybe you eat sushi and you have some wine or something and you're having a whole lot of things that you don't normally have. So you got the rice in there, you got a lot of sodium because maybe you partook in some soy sauce and some edamame, and then you wake up the next day and you're like puffy and swollen. Like even your hands and fingers can be puffy and swollen, like your face would be puffy and swollen. So that actually is water weight, and that has to do with inflammation. So as you could see, the things that you put into your body cause your body to be inflamed. So back to what I was saying here, like if a person has more fat cells right here, because that's how God designed them, as their fat cell goes from normal size to a little bit bigger, to a little bit bigger, to a little bit bigger, because it's the holidays and they continue to indulge, as you can see, their stomach would be the first place it's going to start getting bigger, okay? And then if they don't stop, whoa, Nelly, let's turn this around, let's reverse it, okay? As they start noticing that their pants are getting tighter, then their butt and their legs are going to get bigger. Then potentially their arms are going to get bigger. This same thing can happen with someone who's a lower body gainer. I personally am a lower body gainer. So when I start gaining weight, it's all butt and legs. Thank goodness. I'm blessed in that area. Personally, I feel that it would probably be better to be a lower body gainer for me anyway. I'm not even 5 foot tall. I'm 4'11" and 3/4. So depending if you're a midsection gainer or a lower body gainer, and some people are actually overall body gainers, meaning they kind of have an even distribution of fat cells throughout the body. So the whole point of me describing this is like if you have the normal size fat cell and it continues to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, that as you can see that wherever you have the most concentration of fat cells is where you're going to gain weight first. And guess what that means? That's going to be the last place that you're going to lose weight. And that's why a lot of people fall off the wagon. They get all gung-ho. They get all excited. They have this new goal, potentially New Year's resolutioners, right? They're like, yeah, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing that. And they're killing themselves and they're doing it all the right way. And they're like, I just want my big fat stomach to go away. And I don't like to say the word fat, but essentially it is fat, right? It's body fat, okay? So adipose tissue. But they're so focused on getting their stomach to go down, and they're going and they're going and they're going. And then finally their butt and their legs start getting smaller, their legs start getting smaller, even like the boobs, because ladies, obviously our breasts are adipose tissue as well, but everything is leaning down, but they're so still focused on that stomach, and because that stomach hasn't come in yet, they get discouraged. They get upset because they're like, you know what, I've been doing all this shit and it's not working, and I don't know what's going on, and I've been doing all these things that Mandy said, and I've been blah, 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 and it's not working. So then they get discouraged because this is the area they're focusing on. So write this down. The first place you gain weight will be the last place you lose weight. So if you're a lower body gainer and it's your butt and legs will be the last place to go down. If you're a middle body gainer, your stomach will be the last place to go down. If you're an overall body gainer, chances are you're going to shrink evenly, kind of like at an even, amount of time where everything is kind of being reduced at the same time. So as you can understand, where a lot of people would get frustrated because they want their specific problem area, because we all have a problem area, right? they want that specific problem area to go down, but it's gonna be the last thing that happens, okay? So I used to do fitness competitions back in 2009, 2010, and I was actually training for one in 2011 when I witnessed a transitioning of a person who was very, very close to me, and it was very difficult on me. It threw me into a tailspin, deep depression, and that's kind of what set in a lot of my health challenges as well. So then I kind of just stopped competing. I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not gonna compete right now. Like, I require getting myself under control, you know, mentally and emotionally, for sure. So, you know, rest in power now. He's amazing. And I honestly believe that my experience with that is what set me on the path and in the trajectory of the path that I'm on now. So it's beautiful, right? Everything is here for our greatest expansion. So the point of me saying all that is I at one point actually got down to like 6% body fat. I was super, super freaking lean, like had almost no boobs at all. But the last place, the place that I was choosing to lean down the most was like my quads, which is the front part of my legs, and then my butt, etc. So, you know, you just got to keep on staying the course. So in the beginning, you may not be seeing the changes in the problem area per se, but it is going to happen. So you require going that extra mile and to keep going to actually get the results you're looking for. Does this make sense, guys? Give me some thumbs up and some hearts. Thanks for tuning in, Veronica. What's up, Kim? I saw you said you were at Kroger. Kim said, or Kim, all you ladies who are ready to kick it off tomorrow, it's going down. Eddie says no boobs. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? So boobs are actually adipose tissue, breast is body fat. So the reason I'm saying this is you require staying the course. Just because you're not seeing the results right off the bat, you know, just because like your problem area may be in your stomach and so you're doing a tons of crunches, just understand that that's not how it works. What happens is our body actually burns fat for fuel, and that's how we actually start to lean down. So you're working out, you're doing your nutrition, you're doing a little bit of cardio, you're building lean body mass or muscle, you're speeding up your metabolism, and your body actually turns, your fat cells open up, you're giving them the green light because you're putting all that good nutrition into your body. Fat cell opens up, the impurities and the toxins and stuff, and the fat is released into the bloodstream, or the lipids, let's just say. And then, of course, they get converted in the liver, turns to glycogen. Your body burns them as a fuel source or energy source, and that's how you actually lean down. So it is a process, but it does happen, and you require trusting the process. So if you want to get nice sculpted arms or nice sculpted abs, then just understand that you have to stay the course, that it takes time. So where's my little dilly? Did this thing make sense to you guys? I used to draw this all the time for my clients in Houston, like my one-on-one personal training clients or my small group, my boot camp. But I used to draw this for people, and I would explain it. And a lot of times, especially my female clients, they go, wow, they're like, yeah, I get it now. That makes perfect sense. So just understand that is how God created your body, and that unless you go and have liposuction, which I definitely discourage you from doing. I discourage any type of surgery at all, especially liposuction, the stomach belt and all that stuff, the gastric bypass surgery, the sleeve, all those things. You are not made to have all that shit in your body. You're not made for anybody to put anything around your stomach. You're not made to have that stuff. That's a whole nother subject. That really is no bueno. So let's just say that do it the right way, do it the real way, get committed to your health. Love yourself enough to realize that you require making a change. Don't try to take the fast option out of it. A lot of people are looking for the quick fix and the quick peel and the multi-level marketing products and what package does this and what kind of injections can I take and what doctor can cut this out, suck this out, put a strap or a belt or a tube or whatever they do nowadays. Seriously, like do it the right way, the way nature intended, okay? So, like I said, I trust that this makes sense to you guys because you require staying the course. There is no quick fix in life. And as you all know, anything that's worth having comes with work, okay? Because it's not ever going to be easy. That goes with everything in life. So feel my love and appreciation for you. There is no judgment here. If you have had those things done, that is your choice, that is your journey, and that is your path. But me, personally, I do not promote or do not recommend any of those things because they are dangerous for your health. That's why. Not because I'm having judgment on you, not because of any other thing. Like I said, I love you just the way that you are, but just understand that when you start doing those kinds of things, you are messing with your health, because if you're putting something that's restricting your stomach or you're getting things sucked out or cut out or whatever, then like I said, that's just not the way that God intended for it to be. And if you're getting liposuction or you're getting fat sucked out of your body, you still have body fat cells in other places of your area, in other areas or places of your body. So say you go and you get liposuction, you're getting all the fat cells sucked out of your stomach. Well, you still have fat cells in other areas. So if you don't change your lifestyle and you keep eating eating the things that you're eating and you're not taking care of yourself and you're not working out, then you're going to be getting fat all over again. And potentially this time you're going to have big fat arms or, legs or a butt or, maybe boobs, whatever it is. But you can't stop nature. You can't stop the way that it works. But what you can do is you can change your lifestyle. And if you require assistance, if you require anyone to empower you, support you, motivate you, I will be your girl. Contact me and let's talk about it. Okay. So feel my love and appreciation. There's no judgment there, but I do desire saying those things because I feel like so many people nowadays are looking for the quick fix. They're quick to run out for the surgeries and those waist trainer things that people are putting on that smashes your organs and shit and keeps you from being able to breathe and cuts off your circulation. Like, that's not how it works. Go to the gym and work out or get you some dumbbells, work out at home, take care of yourself, put the right things into your body that nature intended, and get lean and then build your lean body mass and change your composition that way. So feel my love, guys. I didn't mean to go off on that, but it's just true and I'm super passionate about it. And because I've been a trainer for so long, I've seen all that kind of stuff. And it really breaks my heart when I have people contacting me and they're like, I really want to whatever, but I can't eat anything because I have this thing on my stomach and so I can't really eat food. And so they're living off of baby food and smoothies and things like that. That is not the way God or nature intended for us to live. So feel my love. Like I said, no judgment if you've already been there and done that. But if you're considering it or you're thinking about it, contact me first and let me tell you a little bit more in detail of why that is not the way to go. Because one of these days, you're going to regret that, honestly. One of these days, chances are doing that, it's going to continue like a domino effect and you're going to have more and more health challenges. So I love you so much. And that's the thing is so many people nowadays are vain. They care so much more about how they look that they'll go to these depths and these extremes to do all these things to fit in and to be beautiful and to be lean and be skinny. You're beautiful just the way you are. Look at yourself in the mirror right now and love yourself right now. Empower yourself and love yourself from where you are right now. And then, my friend, you can make the decision in a healthy way with a loving relationship of your body and of yourself and of your beautiful spirit to actually make a change, to do something different in your life, right? Instead of falling back into your old patterns, because chances are you got something going on in there emotionally that's causing you to continue to self-destruct and self-sabotage. It's not just because you live right next door to Ben and Jerry's or because, your boyfriend likes to eat bad food and so it's in your face. Like, there's something else going on there, because I guarantee you, once you get in touch with it, once you have that deep, deep self-love, you will have the discipline, you will have the control, and no matter what is put in your face or no matter where you're at, you will be able to make that decision out of self-love that you are choosing to go in a different direction. Does that make sense, guys? Feel my love. I apologize if that was too much. Ooh, Bettina says, I love that you are preaching God's intentions on life. Amen, sister. Selena says, very true. You're beautiful now. Not when you lose weight. You're beautiful now. Amen. Stephanie says, yes, Mandy. Yeah, I completely agree. That's the thing is we get to love ourselves just the way that we look right now. I mean, so what? I choose to be a little bit leaner. I'm not exactly where I choose to be. I choose to put, more body or more lean body mass, more muscle on because I didn't work out for like 3 years. Like I said, after my former transition, middle of 2011, he was a former boyfriend of mine. When he transitioned, we were just friends, right? We dated back in like 2006, but he was very close. We were very close. I'm a very sensitive individual. And I didn't realize it. And when I was there and I witnessed it, it was really, really hard on me. But like I said, I get to love it. I get to realize that it's all for my greatest expansion and I get to move forward in my life. And now I've gotten to turn things around. I've gotten to turn inward. I got to do the work on the inner for myself and in my soul. I got to get really close and in touch with Mandy and what Mandy desires, and I'm not really Mandy. I'm a soul. I'm a spirit and I'm in a human body and I'm here to express and empower and motivate other people and spread, like I said, the truth bombs and the health bombs, because health is true wealth. You cannot buy health. And if you're laying in some hospital bed somewhere and you're sick and you got some infection because you had some surgeries or something else is going on, it's not worth it. It's not worth any amount of any of that stuff. Like, I can support you. And I will. And if you choose to have my support, if you have any questions, reach out. Okay. I love you guys. So, all right, next, we're going to get off that soapbox. I'm sweating over here. All right, next. Number 2, that women will get bulky if they start losing weight, okay? That is not the case. If you start lifting weights, you will build muscle, you will build lean body mass, but you will not get big and bulky like some big old bodybuilder man. That's not how it works, okay? So you would be required to eat like so many more calories, like probably 4, 5, 6,000, 7, 8, maybe even 1,000 calories to get big and bulky like a big old man. So ladies, if you're scared to lift weights, don't be scared to lift weights because that's not what what happens. Believe me, I lift some heavy weights. I'm pretty strong for my little self. And yeah, you're not going to get big and bulky like a man. Trust me, it's okay. So lifting weights is actually good for your health. That's actually how you change your lean or change your body composition. That's how you build lean body mass. And that's also how you strengthen your tendons and your joints. So I'm sure a lot of you ladies have heard of like osteoporosis, osteopenia, and things like that, which has to do with a deficit in calcium. But also too, when you lift weights and you work out, you're building stronger bones. So it really is key to lift weights, put on some lean body mass. And also, too, strengthening your core. I mean, there's so many things that are involved into doing some resistance training. So whether it's lifting weights or you're potentially doing body weight exercises, or maybe you have bands or something like that. But building lean body mass is really important, not just for your outer appearance. And depending on how far you want to go with it, then that depends on what kind of program you want to be on. So, you know, there's really no cookie cutter way, but there is also a way of working out, which I actually promote, which is called high intensity interval training, where you're working out at a high intensity. You're either lifting weights, whatever it is that the workout is, right? But you're keeping your heart rate up, so you're burning body fat at the same time, and you're putting on lean body mass, and it's very fast and it's very efficient. That's actually what is included in my program with an app that you download to your phone. It has video demonstrations of the exercises. Like today I was at the gym and there was so many people walking around, you could tell they were totally lost. Like they didn't know what to do. And this one girl, like she kept looking at her phone, and then she was like scrolling and looking and scrolling, and I don't know if she was like looking for workouts or what it was that she was doing. But of course, you know, my heart goes out and I'm like kind of thinking maybe I could go over there and support her a little bit, but I don't do that. Occasionally I'll say something to somebody if I feel like, you know, they're potentially going to hurt themselves, but typically, you know, I just kind of look and, you know, send love to them. But, you know, there's so many people out there, they have these New Year's resolutions, they want to work out, they want to get healthier, but they're clueless and don't know what to do. You know, obviously if you're choosing, reach out to me. I have a program, I have a challenge that actually starts tomorrow, but if you're interested, just let me know, because you require having a plan or a program set up for you. And of course that you'll know what you're doing and that you have proper technique and proper form to get the results. So this is kind of funny. Before I knew anything about lifting weights and knew how to do it, I was in college, and I remember taking a weight training class as an elective, right? And I didn't really know what I was doing. Our teacher was pretty cool. He was an older man, but he didn't really teach us the super specifics about lifting weights and like the technique and the form and everything else. So, you know, basically I would work out and I would do different things, but I never really developed let's just say like the shoulders and the biceps and the triceps. Like I never really developed them like I always wanted to. Like I had seen in magazines and seen other women, you know? So in like 2005, when I actually had someone who was a personal trainer teach me some of these things, it didn't take long at all. And then boom, there goes my little guns, my biceps, my shoulders started capping out, and it was amazing. So form and technique is key. So, you know, if you're using really, really heavy weights that are way too heavy for your body and you're compensating and you're throwing your body weight up or you're throwing your arms up or whatever it is that you're choosing to do, if you don't have the proper form and technique, then chances are you may be working out really hard, but you potentially will not develop the lean body mass because you're not doing it correctly. So I'll explain to you actually what happens. So let's just use an example of like a bicep curl. So if you're doing a bicep curl and say you're using like a little 3-pound or a little 5-pound dumbbell, which is way too light, way too light, unless you're a super, very, 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 very beginner, like an elderly person maybe in their like 60s or 70s. But let's just say if you're using a really, really light weight and you're doing it, all you're building there is called muscular endurance. You're building muscular endurance, which allows the muscle fibers to continue to fire in terms of endurance. Like how many times can the muscle fibers fire as you do it? That's what muscular endurance is. Now, if you're using a heavier weight with slow and controlled, you know, movements and tempo with proper form and technique, what happens is you actually tear the muscle fibers. Like I said, we're talking about the bicep here. So just imagine you start tearing the muscle fibers, and the muscle fibers just get all kinds of wild and crazy and whatnot and out of whack because you've torn them. So then what happens is the muscle fibers will then lay back down. They'll come back together. And if you have the proper rest and recovery, hydration, proper nutrition, then they will all realign, right? And they will come back together, and then you will develop something called hypertrophy, meaning that the muscle will actually grow. So that's how your muscle actually gets bigger. So you require doing the proper either resistance training with weights, body weight, bands, like I've already said 100 times, but you require tearing the muscle fibers. So if you're just using a really, really light weight and you're wondering why you're not developing muscle, but chances are your form and technique could be off, and then also the weight just may be way too light. So that's what happens actually when you're sore, okay? So of course when you work out, your body produces lactic acid, which is a byproduct of working out, which is also can be slightly toxic. That's why It's very important to drink the water and everything. But your body produces the lactic acid. You feel the burn as you're doing the exercise. That burn is the lactic acid. And then the soreness is potentially because the muscle fibers have been torn, and that's a good sign. So you definitely want to get sore from your workout. So if you're not getting sore, then chances are you're not doing it either properly, or the weight's not heavy enough, or whatever, right? There can be a lot of different reasons why. So, you're not going to get big and bulky, ladies, if you start lifting weights. It's just not going to happen unless you're drinking Hulk Hogan green juice. I don't even know, but I'm just saying, right? If you're doing whatever it would require to get big and bulky, then yeah, but nah, probably not. And us ladies, we don't even have enough testosterone and stuff like that men have. So chances are you're definitely not going to get big and bulky. So don't be scared to lift weights. That's the whole point of me talking about that, is that you're not going to get big and bulky. We require lean body mass, and especially if you choose to change your body composition and gain more lean body mass, aka muscle, and burn body fat, then you require doing some resistance training. So figure out what works for you. If anyone has any questions, go ahead and feel free to type them in below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Marcus says, love you, kiddo. You're amazing and adorable. Talk soon. Thanks, Marcus. I appreciate you. Hey, Donna. Hey, Arlene. Hey, Diane. So once you tune in and say hi, guys, at the bottom, I'd appreciate you. So, okay, number 3 is no pain, no gain. That is a myth. Why? And it depends on what kind of pain we're talking about. But if you're working out really hard and you're feeling some pain, let's just say like in your lower back or something like that, and you're like, yeah, no pain, no gain, and you keep pushing and keep pushing, no, don't do that. Listen to your body, okay? Your body is going to give you signals, and it will convey. And especially if you start feeling some pain that's like a really sharp pain and you can tell that it's just not right. Like there's a difference between the pain of like, lifting weights and you're tearing the muscle fibers and like, woo, this burns or woo, this hurts, or being super sore and there's pain that way. But I wouldn't even really call that pain. I would just say that maybe is a little bit of soreness, or maybe the muscle's burning. But if you experience pain, especially like pain in the back or even in the knees, that's also a big one, or in the shoulders, listen to your body. Do not keep pushing yourself. Because you can potentially cause some pretty big injuries. Okay, so be careful with that. Listen to your body. So that was number 3. And, okay, number 4 is a lot of people, this is funny, I see this sometimes at the gym. I'll see people walk in there and their muscles are cold. Like, in other words, their body's cold. They haven't warmed up yet, and they start stretching. They start doing a lot of stretching, and they're stretching their legs or whatever, and their muscles are cold. Okay, you can't stretch a cold muscle. Let's just talk about it like this. Think about a stick of gum. Think about taking a stick of gum, taking the wrapper off. A stick of gum is firm, it's hard. Now think about putting the gum in your mouth, chewing it up. Obviously, it mixes with your saliva, the heat from, your body or whatever, and it gets pliable and it turns into chewing gum. So that's kind of the difference between a cold muscle and a muscle that's warmed up, okay? So it's not a good idea to try to stretch cold muscles, because honestly, you can injure yourself like that. You could pull a muscle, and chances are you're really not going to get a good stretch anyway because the muscle's cold. So there is something called active stretching, where you're actually doing like sort of movement, or I wouldn't even say it's an exercise, but there's something called active stretching where if you're doing that as you are stretching, then you are actively stretching, meaning that you are moving as you're stretching. So there's different things. I can't do it right now because I can't stand up and be here in front of this or whatever. But if you're active stretching, that's fine. But do not just either walk into the gym or potentially you're at your house. Do not just go from being cold, meaning you haven't done any activity at all, to start stretching your muscles. Because for one, you could injure yourself. And then 2, you're just not going to really get a good stretch. So ideally, you require warming up. So if you're at your house, maybe you're just going to do some jumping jacks. Maybe you're going to do some high knees. You're going to run in place. You're going to do some arm circles, whatever it is that you require warming up. And then if you choose to do a little bit of stretching, maybe you're a little bit sore and you want to stretch some things out, whatever works for you, then that's fine. But make sure your body is warmed up before you stretch. That's the point of this tip right here. Number 4 is to warm up before you stretch. So a lot of girls in my program, they know they're going to warm up. They're going to do their arm circles. They're going to do certain things to get the blood flowing to the small, tiny little capillaries and stuff here in the shoulders to support their rotator cuffs. But warming up before you work out is crucial. So make sure that you're warming up. So whether you're at home or you're at the gym, figure out a way to get a warm up in. And then if you choose to do a little bit of stretching, that's fine. Something that's comparable to active stretching would be, they're called like Frankensteins, where you're walking and you kind of kick your leg out in front. You touch your hand to the toe, if you can even do that. Or butt kicks, where you're kind of jogging or running and you're kicking yourself in the butt with your heels. There's different things to do, but definitely like jumping jacks, jogging in place, high knees, things like that. But warm your body up and then potentially stretch. But you don't necessarily require even stretching before you work out. It's just up to you. So like today, I was super sore in like my upper back and my shoulders and my neck area. And I got to the gym and I warmed up on the elliptical, of course, for about, I think it was about 5 minutes, like 4 or 5 minutes. But definitely get your warm up in. And then I felt like stretching. I felt like I required actually stretching some of the muscles in my upper back for me to feel a little bit better and feel a little bit more pliable, to feel ready to like get a good workout in. So just listen to your body, but do not ever just start working out cold and do not start stretching cold. We require being warmed up. So that was tip number 4. Okay, and tip number 5, who has ever heard of or potentially done this where you go out over the weekend and you splurge, you're off your diet, you consume a ton of calories, you eat a whole bunch of bad food, and you're like, it's okay, I'll just go work out. Okay, so let me just point that out, that you cannot counteract a bad diet. There is no way that you can go eat a box of donuts and then think that you're going to go to the gym and work out. So if you've ever seen some of those memes that show you like that you eat this slice of cake and it requires, a half marathon to burn it off. I'm being sarcastic, but a lot of times, a lot of those foods, because they are filled with a ton of sugar and a ton of fat, and not to even mention all the chemicals and stuff in there that are toxic, hormone disruptors, etc. But you can't counteract a bad diet. So if you are choosing to get some results and you're real serious about it, then you're going to require changing your nutrition, because about 80% of your results come from nutrition and come from what you're putting into your body. So you can't just put a bunch of garbage into your body and then think that you're going to go run a whole bunch or you're going to go work out a whole bunch and that you're going to lose weight. Okay. Now, some people that could potentially be the case, but usually that's a person who is very, 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 very unhealthy. So I've actually come across some people that are like marathon runners. They work out way, way, way too much, which honestly can be even more of a stressor on the body and is not ideal. But they eat like shit and then they do all this stuff to continue to stay lean, but they're not healthy. Like that's not a sign of health. So just realize that about 80% of your results comes from nutrition. That's why we require, taking note and being aware and being conscious of the things that we're putting into our body. So that kind of brings up the next point of, working out too much. Okay. We actually require a rest day. So number 6 is you must work out every day. That is not true. And to actually be healthy and to have a healthy balance, you do not want to work out every single day. Okay. You want to give your body a chance to rest. I potentially say give your body 1 full day of rest. So potentially for you, that's on a Sunday or maybe that's on a Saturday. And maybe that day you may choose to like take a walk around the block, or maybe you choose to do some crunches, or maybe you're going to take your dog for a walk or something like that. So you're active and you do something, you get some movement in, because it is critical for our lymphatic system to get some movement in, but you're not necessarily working out balls to the wall. And I just said that, but you're not working out super hardcore every single day, 7 days a week, because like I said, we require balance. So that's why it's also good to incorporate things like yoga, and then potentially maybe a day of just, stretching, doing the foam roller. Like I said, taking the dog for a walk, something low key. Okay. More low key, moderate cardio. So, working out every single day is not necessarily the best way, and it's not necessarily healthy. And there is a such thing as overly, doing it, overworking out. Remember that your body produces lactic acid when you work out. So it's still dealing with the acids from your workout. So you don't want to overdo it. And also your muscles require some rest. Your muscles require time to rest and repair. So it is important to get a rest day in there. So if you guys have any questions, today would be a great time. Right now would be a great time for you to post them below. Amy says, so essentially one should never eat a cheat day, correct? Well, okay. So I don't really like to call it a cheat day or a cheat meal. You can potentially call it a reward day if you choose. Me personally, because I know so much about health, like it's hard for me to tell someone like, yeah, it's okay, go eat, some pizza or whatever, because I just don't roll like that. So some trainers do, some people do, and some people believe in that. But because I know so much, it's hard for me to like tell people that. So do what resonates with you though, right? It's your body and it's your choice. But remember, like all that food, no matter what, it's not healthy for your body. And once again, I'm about promoting health, not necessarily promoting a 6-pack and hot buns of steel and being all ripped and lean or whatever. I'm more about promoting health. And when you're putting junk into your body, then you're harming your body. So use your discretion on that, Amy. I trust that was a good answer for you. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment now. I'm kind of open for a live Q&A for anything you guys may have questions on. I also want to talk really quick about my program, because I've had a lot of people messaging me, and I just want to verify or clarify one thing for sure is that I would never say that it's going to be easy, but it's damn well worth it. It's worth, for one, getting in touch with your soul, getting in touch with your inner being, making a choice or a commitment to make a change and do something different for your life. For one, it is worth it. For two, it may not be the easiest thing ever, especially if you're doing, if you're used to a standard American diet and you have a sedentary lifestyle, etc., then it may not seem like the easiest thing in the world. So I do have a 21-day transformation challenge. I like to say it's my infamous program because it really is. So if you choose to get more info about it, just go to the link above this video. But what it entails is a 21-day program where you're following a nutrition plan. There's an allowed foods list, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. There's actually an allowed and a not allowed list, so it's pretty simple and straightforward. You're putting a lot of very highly nutritious food into your body, so you're giving your body everything that it requires and that it needs. And of course, you're going to detox a little bit in the beginning because, like I said, anytime you start putting real whole food, nutritious food into the body, you're actually giving your body sort of like the green light to detox. So once again, the fat cells open up, the toxins and the impurities and things are released into the bloodstream for your body to deal with. So we require having elimination channels open via the colon, making sure you're pooping good, all these different things, sweating, movement, getting the lymphatic system and stuff, moving so that your body can detox. And all that comes with my program. There's detox support tools. I am there to support you, of course. So I just want to reiterate that, yeah, it may not be easy, especially depending on what kind of lifestyle you're coming from. But as I said earlier, like anything that is well worth it is going to take some work, you guys. So we just require remembering that. And I just say, what better way to do it than having someone who has your back, who has your, who's going to support you, who's going to motivate you. And then there's also I have a closed private Facebook group for all the like-minded individual, amazing women mainly, but I do support men as well. And I've had men in my group and I've had men on my program. But in the closed group, to support you as well with accountability, motivation, and everything else. People are posting. It's a lot of fun. I do a lot of stuff in there, and it's amazing. So, it has an app. It has a workout app that you download to your phone. It has video demonstrations of the exercises. So if you don't know what you're doing, then you will have the ability to see the video about how to do it with proper form and technique. You can take your phone with you to the gym. You can do it that way. You can do it at home. If you don't want to, do the app on your phone, you can do it or look at it from like your computer or your iPad or your tablet or whatever it is that you have. But I believe that anybody who's coming from, let's say, a beginner who doesn't really have a clue about any of that it is a program that would support anyone on any level. Okay. Even someone who works out a whole lot right now, but maybe potentially you don't know exactly what you're doing. Maybe you want to put on, more lean body mass or whatever. Yeah, I mean, it will support you. So I'm choosing that is something that maybe interests you guys. And if so, then you can feel free to comment below or feel free to reach out to me. Also go to my website, mandyfonville.com. It's an app that I have with the program, Jess Wolf, that comes through my program when you sign up. Selena, thank you so much, sister. She says it's so worth it. Thanks for tuning in, Ashley. Amy says, yep, perfect answer. I've tried that. And truth be told, when you eat clean and then eat crap, you end up feeling like crap. So yeah, Amy, you're so right. So that's the thing, is it's hard for me to like promote that. Like, yeah, go all week long and do really, really well. And then, go have your reward meal or your cheat meal, whatever word you want to give it. You're going to feel like shit. And personally, it's not worth it, So, it's funny. A lot of times that's what happens over the weekend. And then people are dragging into the gym on Monday. They're feeling horrible, or maybe they don't even work out right now, but they eat like crap all weekend. And then they're at work on Monday and they're sitting at their desk. They got to unbutton their pants. They're bloated. Their stomach hurts. They're miserable. They ate all that shit over the weekend. They don't feel good. They're beating themselves up. They're feeling guilt and shame, which is honestly one of the lowest vibrational frequency emotions we could possibly feel. But yeah, they're just in this place or a rut, and it continues to be like a cycle over and over and over. Like, if you're tired of experiencing that, then chances are you require maybe doing something different with your life, potentially signing up for my program or reaching out to me for one-on-one coaching and support. But I just wanted to give that information. Yes, you can eat meat on my program. That was another one I've heard before. You can eat meat on my program. My nutrition plan can support anybody in any walks of life, right? Vegan, vegetarian, primal, paleo, however you choose. But the nutrition plan will support any walks of life. Like I said, the app has video demonstrations of the exercises, and you're put into a closed group, and you have support by me. So another thing I want to add in there really quick, let's just say that you're dealing with a lot of body pain. Let's just say you have rheumatoid arthritis or fibromyalgia or lupus or something like that. I've supported supported many, many, many people with those same things. And if you start my program and you're just not able to work out hardcore right away, that's okay too. Once you get involved into the program, you start on the nutrition plan, chances are you're going to start feeling really good in about 3 to 5 days. Your pain will diminish and you'll probably want to work out. I have someone earlier who shared a testimonial on my timeline named Tracy Ann. If you're choosing to check that out, just go to my timeline after this video. But she actually was experiencing challenges with rheumatoid arthritis. She started my program. Her pain has lessened. She said she's done clean the house, mop. She's done all kinds of things and she feels wonderful. So once again, guys, I'm all about health. I may be my trainer, Mandy, and yeah, it's cool to have a six-pack and a buns of steel and look all hot and sexy and get in your bikini for the summer or whatever. But guys, what it really boils down to is health. And what it boils down to is being conscious of what you're putting into your body and taking control of your health, taking control of your life. And that starts, honestly, for one, with your relationship with yourself, your mental thoughts, because obviously you guys know I'm super passionate about consciousness. And it just starts with your relationship with yourself. Let's get real. I posted this not too long ago that your plate, what food and what stuff you have on your plate is a representation of your relationship with yourself. Boom, truth bomb. Truth bomb if I've ever heard one, honestly, because when you really love yourself, then you're going to choose to take care of yourself in the sense that you're really going to be conscious and pay attention to whatever it is that you're putting into your body. You're not going to be okay with just putting anything into your body. That's just not how it works. So it starts out with digging deep, peeling back the layers, figuring out what potentially may be functioning in your subconscious mind. Maybe you're not even aware of it. Maybe you're not even aware that you have those thoughts about yourself. Maybe you're not even aware that something that happened to you on the playground in 3rd grade or something that your dad said to you when you were 10 years old or something that your brother or sister said or your best friend or your mom, etc. Maybe you're not aware that you have something in there that's functioning, that's occurring, that's going on, that causes you to feel some type of way, and potentially, you're living a life of self-destruction and self-sabotage, and maybe you don't feel like you're worthy to have all these things that you really choose and desire to have. But I'm here to spread the good news and tell you that you absolutely are. You are a bright, amazing, beautiful being of light, and you are here on this earth for a specific purpose and a specific reason that only you can fulfill, right? And let's just say, not but, cancel. And we require taking care of ourselves so that we can be our absolute best versions of ourselves, for one, for ourselves, and then also for everyone else in our life. So especially if you're the mama of the family and you're taking care of everybody in the family, you require being your absolute best for everybody else in your family. So one of the best gifts that you can give to your husband or your wife or your family, your children, etc., is to take care of yourself. Put your health first, right? And I'm saying all this out of love, guys, because it's so true. I even required to get really clear and really real with myself. That's why January 10th will be one whole year that I haven't had a sip of alcohol. And the reason is because I started to see the pattern. I started to see the pattern of the self-sabotage that whenever I was dealing with some shit and I didn't want to face reality because things weren't feeling good, or I didn't want to feel whatever it was that I was feeling, I'd just be like, and I'd go have a margarita or whatever. I'd have 1 or 2 or 3, who knows, right? But I would use alcohol as my outlet to not deal with whatever it is that I had going on. So I'm not here to just preach to everybody else and say that everybody should be a certain kind of way, but I can tell you from my own personal experience that once I, got really clear with what was going on in my life and potentially what was functioning and why was I choosing to go do certain things that I knew were horrible, for my health. Alcohol obviously is one of them, or was one of them. And I made that decision. I got really clear that I was going to stop drinking alcohol and I was going to commit 150% to my health in all areas, mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually. Okay. Then things really started shifting and turning around. And so we all have that same amount of power. I'm not above anybody else. I'm not anything any more special than anybody else here on this earth. And we all have that same amount of power to make that decision to shift our lives, okay, and move in that direction. So my 21-day transformation challenge that starts tomorrow is also going to include a self-empowerment series. So you're actually getting 2 programs for the price of 1, because like I said, the mindset is very crucial, okay? So you can have the best program, the best trainer, the best nutrition plan, the best allowed foods list, the best workout videos, the hottest trainer, whatever the hell it is, it doesn't matter. You can have all that, but if you haven't made the shift and you haven't got clear and you haven't made the shift in your mindset and you're not motivated, okay, and you haven't done the work to dig deep and get clear on what could potentially be operating or functioning in there, that could be the reason why that you keep being the hamster on the wheel, or you keep trying this program and trying that program and trying that coach or trying this workout or trying that workout, and why you still have not got the results you're looking for and it's year 2017. Boom. there may be a reason why, and potentially it has to do with your mindset, right? So that is what the self-empowerment series is going to be all about. It's real, it's raw. Be ready to get vulnerable and be vulnerable, because that's what it takes, okay? And I'll be here to support you through all of it. So let me see really quick what we got going on here. Amy says, it's so true. Sweets have been my comfort blanket. I'm so ready to shed that. Yeah, so a lot of people have, the emotional eating, the binge eating. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's bad food. I used to love to eat ice cream. That'd be one of my things. And then I would still say, well, I'll go get the Ben and Jerry vegan ice cream. That's a little bit better. It's not dairy. So I had all these stories and excuses that I was making. You know what I do now? I take frozen bananas. So I put some organic, of course, bananas in the freezer. I freeze them. And whenever I have a hankering for some ice cream or some sweets, I take the frozen bananas, I mix it with some berries. Sometimes I'll put some organic raw cacao powder, which is actually chocolate. It's the rawest version of chocolate that we can get without all the sugar and the impurities, or whatever I choose to put in it, and I'll enjoy that mug, and it'll be so good, and it'll be better to me than anything I could possibly have ever bought that has the artificial preservatives, chemicals, colors, flavorings, etc. that is horrible for the body, okay? Or, I'll eat a banana instead of eating a Snickers that some people choose to have. So whatever it is that you potentially do to self-destruct and self-sabotage, whether it's with food or whether it's with alcohol, some people just don't eat at all, so they kind of starve themselves, but there's so many different things. So to be really clear, I'm the most passionate of all about consciousness and about the mindset, because that's where it all starts. Then I will guide someone or lead or support someone into the nutrition plan, and of course the fitness. But the mindset honestly is number one. And like I said, guys, if you start focusing on health and you start looking at it as like, I don't want to put that into my body because it's not healthy. It comes in a package. It has wheat. It has sugar. It has fat. It has red-2. It has, blue-y-6040, like all these crazy colors and chemicals and names. If you don't know what it is and you can't pronounce it, then it's a toxic shitstorm, right? A chemical shitstorm. I love that meme. It makes me laugh. So seriously, put real whole food into your body, okay? It's really that easy. Eat what your great-great-grandparents ate, right? When they didn't have McDonald's on every corner. So once you start focusing on health and you just start looking at food as being fuel and as being, fuel for your body and something that gives you energy, then you'll start putting the right kind of things into your body, and then weight loss will be a side effect naturally. And it really gets to be fun and easy, guys. And I just want to say that it's not your fault. So give yourself permission to forgive yourself. Okay. We have scientists that are sitting around in labs coming up with all these chemical equations and concoctions about how they can put this stuff in our food so that when someone eats it, that their brain lights up like a Christmas tree, and then like the Ruffles, you can't eat just one. No, you can't eat just one, because when that stuff touches your tongue, like I said, your brain lights up like a Christmas tree and you do eat the whole damn bag. And there's a reason why. So give yourself permission to forgive yourself, because that food is toxic and it's addictive. But like I said, we get to make a choice to do something different. We get to commit to our health. We get to love ourselves enough to say, I am aware now because I have, learned about this, or I have received the knowledge, okay? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So chances are, if you're watching this video, whether you're watching it live or you're catching the replay, there's a reason that you're on this video. There's a reason that you're hearing these words coming out of my mouth. There's a reason that I'm getting downloads of information and inspiration to say certain things and share certain information for you guys, because, it's fate, and there's a reason why you're hearing it. So maybe it's time for you to get really serious and commit to your health once and for all for 2017. So once again, I'm not all about, the super sexy, hot, fit body. Yeah, that's cool and that's great. But once again, you see, I've switched my logo over. Instead of just My Trainer Mandy, it's Mandy Fonville, Holistic Lifestyle Fitness and Nutrition Coach, because there's so much more that goes into it. But it really starts with your mindset, and then it starts with being committed to what you're putting into your body. So when you start making conscious effort to put the right things in your body, that's real whole food that God and nature intended for us to eat, and it's not coming in a package, it's not sitting in your pantry, okay, that it's something that could potentially go bad in 3 or 4 days because the food is alive, the food is real food, okay, it can go bad, it can grow mold on it, that's food, that's the real stuff that we can put into our body, okay, so just being conscious of those things is how you will actually start to change your life, turn your health around if you're potentially suffering from any kind of challenges, prevent dis-ease in your body, okay, and then just feel amazing, like overall. So Hey, Myrna, how are you, sister? So let me go back really quick if I can to see. I know that I saw Selena type something pretty big. So if you're really sore, like I was from Body Pump the other day, how long do you think I should wait until workout or do the same class again? That just depends, Selena. You really, depending on how sore you are, you know, like if you're so sore that you can barely sit down on the toilet or, you know, whatever, right? Because I know a lot of times if the lower body gets really sore, that's a big challenge. You're like lowering yourself down. But if you're really super, super sore and you're hobbling around, you can barely walk, then that's just meaning too sore and you potentially require a little bit of rest, okay? That you wouldn't want to necessarily go back the same day or cancel. You wouldn't want to go back the next day and work that same area if you're already that sore. Remember, our muscles require time to rest and repair. So potentially the very next day, but it just depends, you know, like I work out sometimes 2 or 3 days back to back. That always depends. I listen to my body. Sometimes I do full body workouts. Sometimes I'll do muscle groups. It really all just depends. There's a lot of variables. So there's really no cookie cutter answer. But what I can say is listen to your body, okay? If you're hurting so bad that you don't even think you could do it, and I don't mean just mentally, you know, that you're like, I don't really feel like it. I'm kind of sore, where it's kind of like an excuse or easy way out. But if you're really at that point and you know that it probably is not a good idea, then chances are it's not a good idea. So always do what resonates with you, right? That's kind of one of my little key phrases, if it resonates with you. So I'm trusting that this information supported you guys in some way. And I'm trusting that you guys got a lot of valuable information out of this video tonight. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If you're on live now or you're catching the replay, either way, I will be able to get back in touch with you. You're welcome, Selena. I'll be able to get back in touch with you. I'll see your notification. If you're curious about my program that starts tomorrow, check out the link above this video, www.mandyfonville.com. It's going down tomorrow. I'm super excited. And there's still time to sign up, honestly. And if you have any specific questions about anything maybe that you're experiencing or health challenge or anything like that, feel free to send me a private Facebook message and just feel my love and appreciation for all you guys. And just thank you so much for being on my live video. You're welcome, Amy. Yeah, you're welcome, sister. I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for the support. I really love what I do. I'm really blessed to serve. And once again, like I said, you know, the journey that I've been on is for a purpose and a reason. And now I'm super passionate and excited to support others in transforming their lives, because it is possible and you can, my friend, do, be, or have anything that you desire. So, feel my love and appreciation. Have an amazing night, and I will chat with you guys soon. Mwah! Good night.